Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pyro gaming video. I don't think it's any secret to anybody that Destiny 2 has some pretty weak exotics compared to Destiny 1. So that being said, I thought it'd be a fun idea to name my top 5 Destiny 1 exotics that I would like to see brought over into Destiny 2. Now before we get into this, I do want to say that the way that I'm qualifying these exotics are by looking at how Destiny 2 is right now, the current meta, the current feel for weapons, and the current need for specific exotics. That being said, in this list, I will be excluding 3 exotics from Destiny 1. That is the Gallarhorn, because that's an obvious answer. Everybody wants Gallarhorn. And the other 2 exotics are Icebreaker and Invective. 2 exotics from Destiny 1 that I genuinely loved, but if you brought those over into Destiny 2, they would either have to be completely reworked so that they don't regenerate ammo, or you were just ruining the Crucible by having these exotics regenerate ammo just like they did in Destiny 1. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the list. First up on this list, we have the exotic rocket launcher known as Truth. Now the reason that I'm including this one in the list is because Destiny 2 has a need for exotic rocket launchers. As of right now, the only one in the game is Wardcliff Coil, and it's a very situational exotic. A fun exotic, but situational. Truth would be such a great addition to Destiny 2 because of many reasons. Number one, we need another hard-hitting exotic rocket launcher, as I mentioned before. But number two, Truth tracks enemies very, very aggressively. And in Destiny 2, even with legendary rocket launchers, we do not have a whole lot that do tracking. And that is something that we need. Tracking for rocket launchers in Destiny 1 was always an absolute must-have for me. If I got a launcher that did not have rocket or tracking, I automatically dismantled it. And that is why Truth is on this list, and that's why I think it would be a great addition to Destiny 2. Next up on this list, we have the Suros Regime Exotic Auto Rifle. Now back in year 1 of Destiny 1, pretty much everybody was using Suros. Auto rifles were very strong, borderline overpowered, and before the nerf that Bungie did to auto rifles making them useless, Suros was one of the top dogs. Now as far as Destiny 2 is concerned, this would fit in so perfectly into the current meta. Auto rifles are in a pretty good place, and as of right now, we only have one exotic kinetic auto rifle, and it is sweet business, which is good for boss DPS, but not that great for everything else. Suros Regime would fit into the kinetic slot in a very, very good way, and it would make Destiny 2 a lot stronger. We need more good exotic kinetic weapons. Suros could be one of them. Next up on this list, I'm going to go ahead and group in all 3 exotic swords from Destiny 1 into one slot. The Raise Lighter, Dark Drinker, and Bolt Caster. If you brought these over to Destiny 2, it would most definitely fill a need and fill a void that is currently in Destiny 2, and that is that there are 0 exotic swords currently in the game. There's a plethora of legendary swords, some of which are really good, but let's be honest, man, exotics feel better than legendaries, and even though some of the legendary swords in Destiny 1 have traits similar to these exotic swords, I think it would still be a lot better if you brought forward exotic swords from Destiny 1 and just gave us all 3 of these, man. They are so good and so much fun to use. Please bring them forward, Bungie. Next up, I have the Bad Juju Exotic Pulse Rifle. Now, Bad Juju was one of those exotics that felt very much like an exotic. It would fit very well into Destiny 2 for one reason and one reason only. Its exotic perk, String of Curses, allows you to get your super back quicker when killing lots of adds. Now, I don't think it's a secret to anybody that in Destiny 2, it takes a fucking day and a half to get your super. Even when you're playing activities like a Nightfall or something like that, typically you're only going to get a few supers a match. Now, because Destiny 2 doesn't have just swarms and swarms of adds in most of its strikes, this would not be a game-breaking super. And in the Crucible, Bad Juju was never really that good, because again, you need to get multiple kills in quick succession. So I think that this would fit perfectly into Destiny 2 and be a great addition. The last exotic on my list is going to be the exotic sniper rifle known as Black Spindle. I'm sure you've heard of it. The reason that this is on my list is because in Destiny 2, sniper rifles, let's be honest, they don't feel all that great. There's only a very small handful of snipers that actually feel good. And when you're talking about exotic snipers, there's only 2. Borealis, which is exclusive to the PS4, and the other crappy one known as Darcy that is just completely pointless. Honestly, it's just not even good. So Black Spindle would be such a great addition. And not only that, not only will it be a good addition to snipers as a whole, but for strike bosses, for raid bosses. I mean, there's really nothing to give solid DPS in this game, aside from something like, say, Cold Heart or Sweet Business. So having this in your power slot is actually going to feel like a power weapon, and that's why I want it. And that is going to do it for this video, guys. Drop a comment in the box below. Let me know which exotic from Destiny 1 you would like to see carry over into Destiny 2. And in addition to that, if you would like for me to do this same type of video, but for exotic armor from Destiny 1 that I would like to see brought over into Destiny 2, then let me know. Maybe I'd do it. That's going to bring this video to an end, guys. If you enjoyed it, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe. If you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.